Hi, True Crimers. So today I'm going to talk about the eye drop murder trial of Jesse Kursetsky. I don't know how to say her last name, and Lynn Hernan. So Jesse called 911 on October 3rd, 2018 to report that she had found her friend Lynn Hernan unresponsive in Milwaukee, Wisconsin home. Jessie was the daughter of Lynn's good friend and had known Lynn since childhood. Jessie told investigators that she had been acting as Lynn's caregiver because Lynn's health had been declining and had lately been going to Lynn's home daily. First responders at the scene said it looked like Lynn had possibly died from an accidental overdose or by taking her own life. There were scattered prescription pills found on the carpet and what appeared to be crushed medications on a plate near Lynn's body. But in the months following Lynn's death, questions began building around Jesse. Investigators with the Waukesha County Sheriff's Department discovered that Jesse had a criminal record. She had served time in prison for forgery and identity theft charges and had been released from prison in 2016. Jesse was arrested on a probation and parole hold in July 2019 and brought in for questioning. Those interviews were recorded. Jesse told detectives that Lynn had been taking medications before her death, some of which had been discontinued and had been spending a lot of freaking money. But as detectives continued to question Jessie, her story appeared to evolve, especially after they told Jessie about an anomaly in Lynn's toxicology report, which the medical examiner had received after Lynn's autopsy. Detectives Chris Cole revealed to Jessie that there was, quote, a drug in her system that's not supposed to be there, end quote. It was tetrahydrozoline, a chemical compound found in several brands of over-the-counter eye drops, which medical experts say can be fatal when ingested in large quantities. Jesse was quick to respond that Lynn, quote, used eye drops all the time, end quote. Cole told Jesse that the medical examiner suspected that due to the amount of tetrahydrozoline in Lynn's system, the eye drops had to have been ingested, not just absorbed through the eyes. Jesse denied ever giving Lynn eye drops to drink. Completely denied it. But the next day, Jesse asked to speak with detectives again and now told them Lynn had been determined to die by suicide. During the interview, Jesse said Lynn had told her she had tried drinking Visine mixed with vodka a few times to see what would happen. Jesse said of Lynn, quote, she was looking for her way out, end quote. Then the following day, Jesse asked to speak with detectives again. The third time in 3 days, Jesse now said that Lynn had been regularly ingesting Visine for months and would mix eye drops and vodka into a kind of a cocktail that she would drink often because she liked the feeling it gave her. Jesse said it would make Lynn relax and help her sleep. Jesse also told detectives that she had tried to get Lynn to stop multiple times, but, quote, I always gave in to what she wanted because it's her choice and what she wanted, end quote. And Jesse now said that the morning of Lynn's death, Lynn had told Jesse that she had poured 6 bottles of Visine into a plastic water bottle. Jesse said that they had argued about it, but eventually she gave in and handed the water bottle filled with Visine to Lynn. But Jesse maintained that she had only given Lynn the water bottle because Lynn had asked her to. Then left for hours to run errands, not knowing how much Lynn had actually ingested or how it would affect her. The detectives asked Jessie why they should believe her now, and she claimed she had finally told them everything. The investigation to Jessie continued for months after those interviews with authorities unraveling both Lynn and Jessie's finances. Detectives later said they found that large amounts of Lynn's assets had gone either directly to Jessie or accounts that Jessie had access to, which were depleted completely. In June 2021, Jesse was charged with first-degree intentional homicide and 2 counts of theft for stealing from Lynn before and after her death. Prosecutors alleged that Jesse had profited over $200,000 from Hernan since 2016, and that she had deliberately poisoned Lynn with eye drops with the intent to kill Lynn after her money had largely run out. Jesse maintained her innocence, saying she loved Lynn, and her defense attorneys argued that Lynn had given Jesse money freely as gifts or exchange for helping her out. And then obviously this trial is done and over with. I didn't watch it unfold when it was happening, but I have been watching it like the past week or so. And I gotta say, Jesse's a mess, right? So Lynn, 62 years old, has a flip phone, doesn't have a smartphone, no computer, she doesn't know how to get on the internet, nothing like that. So Lynn honestly didn't have any knowledge of what was happening. And Jessie would always take control of her phone. So she's been poisoning Lynn for over 2 years. And so crazy. She claimed that Lynn had killed her own mother that way, and no one found out, but she had a lot of guilt from it, and that's why she wanted to end her life. And I gotta give it to the judge on this case, Judge Darrow. You don't, when people want to unalive themselves, like, come on. It's never by poisoning. No one ever, I've never heard of it. But anyways, and then Jessie claiming she has this evidence that Lynn recorded a message on a recorder and written letters. She told detectives it was in her lockbox at the bank, which Jessie emptied the next day after her death. And knowing it was empty, detectives went there, nothing. She claimed that she had a storage unit, but then claimed that she didn't really get it. And then now she claims that evidence is buried in Whitnall Park, which detectives were like, okay, well, so they got a FaceTime or video call, had a detective out there ready to dig up any evidence that she claims is buried in the park. But of course, she wanted to be let out for 2 weeks to go find that evidence. But we all know she was trying to get out just to recreate the evidence and bring it forth. Detectives made a link because she told her boyfriend that she got poisoned and she told her boyfriend by tetrahydrozoline. That's what she said in the message. And when detectives saw that in her ex's and her phone, come on, that's how she basically got caught. And then it just went from there. And then on back of her trial notes, she's writing to a friend that's out in the free world to recreate this evidence that nobody has heard Lynn's voice for 5 years. Nobody's going to know if it's Lynn's or not. So please record a message acting like Lynn, saying that that's how you wanted to get her off this charge. And of course, it was on the back of her trial notes, and she also claimed that her attorneys put her up to it. So her attorneys quit right before sentencing after that letter, because with good sense, the friend turned that letter over to detectives, and then she claimed she didn't write it, but then the detectives looked over hours and hours of jail video and finally caught the moment where they see Lynn with that same envelope, then go put it on a girl named Hannah's bed, and then you see Hannah come and take that same letter and take it to the officer to get mailed out. Now, and they brought that video evidence and basically showed, like, this is the same letter. Detectives interviewed Hannah. She claimed that is the same envelope. She had no idea what was in it. She didn't want to be part of anything. And of course, Hannah, Jessie tells her, oh, I would never do that to you. Like, bullshit. Like, you set her up. But the judge, amazing on this case. She got life with eligibility of parole, I think, when she's 80 years old. So, my heart goes out to Lynn and everyone involved with that whole situation. 62 years old, and she's gone, just being so blindsided by a good friend. But that's the story. So, have a good night, everyone. Be kind, be safe, and until next time.